Now, good morning and assalamu alaikum. My name is Mrs. Nilofer Ijaz, and you know me, and I'm your science teacher. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. As you know, I told you in the class, and I have given in the assignment that I will ask you for a revision test on the coming week from the chapter Time, Rate and Speed. So that is why I have decided to take a lecture or the review lecture from the time, rate and the speed. This chapter, time, rate and speed, is your previously we have done as a lecture number 5, and it is a review lecture of time, rate and speed. This chapter is in your book 1. Now what we have learned: definition of rate, speed and average speed, units of speed, speed equation, formula of physical quantities, and how to solve a numerical. But before going to these topics, I would like to revise some main points of the chapter which are not here, not in this slide. Then, what is time? Watches and clocks tell us time of the day. Whatever the time, now the time is about 9:59. This is the time we can see through the clocks and the watches. But when the pupils, they do not have watches, or the watch or clocks were not invented, on that time the pupils, they relied on the sun, moon and the stars. And these things, they give a direction, or this is for their calculating the time. The SI unit for time is second. Second is the basic unit, or the SI unit. SI means Standard International. It is denoted by a small s. Some other units which are also related with times are minutes, hours, days, weeks, month, years, decade, and centuries. In about 800 BC, the people of the Egypt, they invented a clock, and it was named as sundial. The sundial was first made by the Egyptian in the year 800 BC. What happened? A clock, or a rounded structure, or the square structure, is made on the wood, cement or the metal with the Roman numbers, and a rod in the center is present. That clock is kept in the sun, and sun casts a shadow on the face of the sundial, and the position of the shadow on the scale gives that time. In the laboratory, we use 3 types of watches. We have studied that 3 types of watches. That is the stop clock. It is clock face, normally clock face shape, and it has 2 heads. One hand is bigger than the other. The bigger hand is for the second, and the smaller hand, it shows the minutes. On the dial, the minutes and the seconds are printed. The second is called mechanical stopwatch. Mechanical stopwatches, they have 2 types of circles, or 2 types of divisions in the same clock. It has a smallest division of 0.1 second. The second hand is in the big circle, and it records the number of seconds accurate to 0.1 second. While the bigger hand, which is in the big hand, which is in the outer circle or big circle, it shows the minute. The electronic stopwatches give a higher accuracy than a mechanical watch. It has a digital display of the time and it can measure time intervals accurate to 0.01 second. It can also record time interval in hours. And now you have seen so many types of electronic watches. They are very much improved now. They are in very improved now. Now come to the topic which we are going to discuss today. I told you, I revised you that what is time, what is sundial, how many types of watches are there. Now, first of all, definition of rate. On your screen, you can see the definition of rate. What is a rate? Rate is a ratio between two quantities. Whenever two quantities are here and there is a ratio between them, then it is called a rate. It is described how a quantity changes with another. That's how a quantity changes with one another. Right? Both the quantities direct or indirectly related to each other. For example, if you are going to buy the banana and the shopkeeper say that 12 bananas are for rupees 100. So there is a ratio between banana and the price. Banana are 12 and the rupees are 100. This ratio is called rate. Clear? Just like that, if you are going to buy 5 kilo of sugar, so the shopman told you that you have to give 500, 100 per kg. It means there is a ratio between sugar and the price. Sugar is 5 kg and the price is 500. This ratio is called a rate. I think it might be clear now. For example, there is another example. If a bus travels 60 kilometers by using 12 liters of petrol, you can see a bus is moving and it goes up to 60 kilometers and it uses 12 liters of petrol. If the distance will increase, there is a ratio between the distance and the amount of petrol. There is a ratio between the distance the bus will travel and the amount of petrol it will use or utilize. But if the distance will increase, the amount of petrol will also increase. Naturally, if you want to take this bus up to 80 kilometers, naturally 12 liters of petrol will be utilized at the distance of 60 kilometers. For 20 kilometers, more petrol will be needed. Is it clear? So you can drive an equation that is the rate of petrol used is equal to distance traveled by the bus divided by amount of petrol used. This is the basic calculation. Once again, I would like to revise you that if one bus or the bus is going up to 60 kilometers and it utilizes 12 liters of petrol, then if you say the bus will go to more distance or if you want to increase the distance, so you have to increase the amount of petrol also. Then how will you calculate a ratio? The ratio or the rate which is found between the distance and between the consumption of the petrol, distance traveled and the consumption of petrol, the rate you can find out by dividing the distance to the amount of petrol it will use. Is it clear to all of you? At the end of the lecture, I will open the chat box for you, and if you will find any difficulty, be ready and ask the question and I will reply you. Now next topic is speed. Speed is a common word you have learned so many times, but in case of science, what is speed? When we talk about the speed is the rate of change of distance with the time or distance travels per unit of time. Speed is also a kind of rate. It is a rate between the distance traveled and the time taken. Fast moving objects have high speed, slow moving have low speed. Speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken. Once again, speed is a kind of rate. Speed is a kind of rate. It is a ratio between distance traveled divided by the time taken. Anything which covers some distance and it takes time, when we divide that distance with time, we get the speed, right? We get the rate of speed. Now, the Boeing, there are some example on your book on page number 40 in the science tidbit. I have collected these for you. The Boeing 747 flies at about 300 meter per second. 300 meter is the distance per second, yani every second it takes or it travels up to 300 meters, or in 1 second it can travel 300 meters. Is it clear to you? That is the distance 300 meter and time taken second per second means that in every second, in 1 second. Clear? The fastest animal on the land, the cheetah. It is also called the jaguar. The fastest animal on the land, cheetah, run up to 30 meters per second. It is the fastest animal on the land. It moves very fast and its speed is in 1 second is about 30 meters. It means whenever 30 meters is the speed, it will divide it with 1 second, then it will be the rate or the speed of cheetah. The fastest animal on the land, the cheetah, run up to 30 miles, 30 meters per second. Right? Clear? And it must be clear that is the distance travel, it is divided by the time. This is the speed or the rate of the speed. The snail crawls as slow as 0.005 meter per second. The snail, there are so many types of snail, land snail, garden snail, water snail, but we are talking about the garden snail, which are commonly found in the garden. This snail, it is the slowest moving animal on the land, and this speed is near about 0.005 meter per second. In 1 second, it can move only 0.005 meter. Is it clear? Once again, the snail is the slowest animal on the land and it creeps or it moves with the speed in a second, that is about 0.005 meter in a second. I think it must be clear now. The road sign warns road user not to travel at the speed more than the limited speed. Many times when you are passing through the road, you have seen on the right side or the left side some signboards. These signboards are called warning signs. When there is a turning or there is a slope or the slant area, then there is a sign of the warning and the traveler must check their speed limit. The speed limit must be written there. Motorists can check their speed limit speed from the speedometer on their vehicles. Speedometer. What is a speedometer? The speedometer is a kind of a clock or the time teller machine. This machine you can check in your car also. This is found in the buses, aeroplane, and ship. Everywhere these speedometers are found. When motorists they are traveling, they can check their speed limit because the needles on the speedometer it moves and it shows the traveler that what is the speed at that moment. I think it is clear. If it is clear, then we move forward. Now you can see the pictures. Right? The pictures are here, and one by one I will let you know that what is the speed of that animal or that organism. This is the cheetah. This is the cheetah. Cheetah is the this is the cheetah. This is the cheetah, and this is the fastest animal on the land. And it can run up to 30 meters per second. It can move or it can run up to 30 meters per second. In 1 second, it can travel 30 meters. Is it clear? Now the next is, this is Boeing 747. This is the type of aeroplane. It is a passenger plane. It takes a passenger. It is called Boeing and its number is 747. It flies at about 300 meters per second. What is the speed of Boeing 747? It is 300 meters per second. In 1 second, it can travel, it can fly 300 meters. It is the very fast speed. Now you can see the snail. This is the garden snail. Now you realize that this is the snail. You have seen the snail. Pictures of a snail you might have seen before. It is the slowest animal. It crawls on the land. It cannot walk. It crawls. It moves with very, very low speed, and its speed is 0.005 meter per second. It means that in 1 second it can travel or it can move or it can crawl only 0.005 meter. Now, some other informations are here. The earth goes around the sun at about 30,000 miles per second. 30,000 meters per second. Light travels at the speed of 3 million miles per second in the vacuum, the fastest speed we know. Now the next thing, that is the road sign. You can see this is the speed limit. I think 25 speed limit is written 25. It means in this area of the road, the traveler must keep their speed up to 25 meters per second. This is the warning sign. It is called warning sign. What is it called? It is called warning sign. These warning signs are always on the side of the road and they help the traveler. Might be there a slope, there might be a wrong, there might be a cutting or something like that. So they are warned by the warning signal. Now, what is this? This is the speedometer. These are clock-like structure, 1, 2, 3, and these speedometer, they have speed limitations are here, and the needles, they move with the moving vehicles and they show the speed. Speed meters are not only found on the motorcycle, but they are found everywhere where anything is moving, like aeroplane, ship, submarines, or the motorcycle, bus, or the truck, anything. I think it must be clear to you, all of you. Now, next is unit for speed. The SI unit for speed, as I told you, is the meter per second or ms minus 1. What is the average speed? The average speed is equal to the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken to travel that distance. For example, if you are going from Karachi to Lahore through the train. This train, it will moving and there are some stations on the way and it will stop. So how you will calculate the speed? In this case, we take all the distance from Karachi to Lahore and the time taken. We will minus that time, on that time the train was stopped, and it will divide it the total distance traveled by the train is divided by the total time and we get the average speed. Now there is a speed equation. There are three ways of writing speed equation.